Hey, Niseko is a farming town on Hokkaido that happens to sit underneath some of the driest, most consistent powder snow on the planet, with 4 connected ski zones sharing one mountain and a village at the base that has better ramen than cities 10 times its size. The hard part isn't getting there. It's guessing wrong on which zones to ski when, burning your legs on day 1, and ending up at the wrong onsen at the wrong time. I mapped out the whole 4-day route into a template, links in the description and pin comment if you want it. Niseko in peak winter is -8, dumping constantly and fully running. The 4 resort zones share one lift pass, and the village at the base has enough izakayas and onsen to make the hours off the snow just as memorable as the skiing. Day 1 is beautifully simple. Get straight onto the signature mountain the afternoon you arrive, ski until the floodlights turn off, then walk downhill into dinner. Grand Hirafu is the resort people mean when they just say Niseko, the biggest, busiest, most developed of the 4 zones, and the one where you first understand what cold, dry powder under your skis actually feels like. The snow here is the main event. Waist-deep mornings happen more often than they don't, and the quality is almost unfair. But whiteout days on the upper mountain are common too, and the cloud drops fast enough that even strong skiers get lost in it. Night skiing under floodlights is something I didn't expect to care about and now genuinely rate. Powder turns at 8 p.m. while snow falls silently around you feels like skiing inside a snow globe someone forgot to shake. Buy a Niseko United All Mountain Pass online before you arrive and skip the morning queue. It covers all 4 zones, so you're not locked into just this one. Hirafu Village is the strip at the bottom of Grand Hirafu where you end up after your last run. Izakayas, ramen shops, and cocktail bars all within a 5-minute walk of each other. This was a farming community before Australian investors discovered the powder, and some of the best restaurants are still in buildings that look like converted barns, because that's exactly what they were. The food here is genuinely good, not just good for a ski resort. Hokkaido dairy, seafood, and produce are exceptional, and the kitchens in this village take full advantage. Steam pouring out of izakaya doors into sub-zero air is the signal. Get to the popular spots before 7 or expect a queue, and hit the convenience store ATM earlier in the day because the weekend evening line is not a joke. Day 2 explores the quieter side of the mountain. Wide open groomers at Hanazono in the morning, tree-lined runs through Niseko Village in the afternoon, and an outdoor onsen to close it out. Hanazono is the quiet zone, sitting on the mountain's northeast face, with wide open groomers and noticeably fewer people than Grand Hirafu at every hour of the day. Because it catches different wind and snow patterns, Hanazono sometimes still has fresh lines an hour after lifts open on days when Hirafu is already tracked out. Weekday mornings here can feel almost private. You can actually hear your edges on the snow here, which tells you something about the crowd level. The terrain park music drifts up from below, but otherwise it's just wind and lift machinery. Not much for lunch at the base, which works out because the next zone over is Niseko Village, a natural place to ski to when you're ready for a change of scenery. Niseko Village sits between Hirafu and Annupuri with tree-lined intermediate runs that feel more like actual skiing and less like an amusement park. This is the zone where you're reminded you're in Hokkaido, not Colorado. The trees do something useful beyond looking good. They hold powder longer than the open faces at Hirafu, and on stormy days they give you visual reference points when the clouds roll in and visibility goes sideways. The scenic gondola ride up is a rare chance to sit still and actually look at the landscape, and the Mount Yotei viewpoint on a clear day is the photo of the trip. But it's exposed up there, so add a layer before you ride. Misters up maybe 40% of winter days, so if it's behind cloud, don't wait around. The tree runs are what matter here, and they don't depend on the view. After 2 full days of skiing, your legs will need to negotiate peace terms. This outdoor onsen at the base of Grand Hirafu is the treaty. This is a legitimate natural hot spring, not a resort spa with a view bolted on. The mineral water is real, and the hot springs here drew visitors centuries before anyone thought to put ski lifts on this mountain. The outdoor Rodenburo is the whole point, soaking in 40+ degree water while snow falls on your head and a volcanic cone stares back at you through the steam. That's the specific combination Niseko sells, and this place delivers. Standard onsen rules: shower first, no swimwear, tie up long hair, and make the walk through the cold corridor to the outdoor bath. because that's where the magic actually is. Day 3 gets your legs off the mountain. A canal town that looks like a painted backdrop, a whiskey distillery with a wild founding story, and a bar back in Hirafu that you enter through someone's old refrigerator. Otaru is a port town 90 minutes from Niseko, where 19th century stone warehouses line a canal that nearly got filled in and paved over before locals fought to save it. In winter, the snow on those warehouse rooftops and canal banks turns the whole scene into something from a Studio Ghibli background. And if you're here in February, the Snow Light Path Festival adds hundreds of candles set into snow sculptures along the water. The gas lamps come on at dusk, and the canal starts reflecting the warehouse facades, which is the moment photographers lose the ability to keep walking. Stay until late afternoon if you can manage it. The walk from Otaru Station passes through the old merchant district, and that 10-minute stretch is worth slowing down for. Otaru is a real port with real history, not a reconstructed theme park. Nikka is one of Japan's 2 legendary whiskey houses, and this distillery in Yoichi is where it all started. Stone buildings, coal-fired stills, and a founding story that's half love story, half industrial history. Masataka Taketsuru went to Scotland to learn whiskey making, married a Scottish woman, and brought both the knowledge and the wife back to Hokkaido because the climate reminded him of the Highlands, and he was right. The smell of fermentation and oak hits you before you see the stills. Coal-fired heat gives the whiskey a different character than gas or electric, and walking through the building you can actually smell it. Tours are free, and the tasting at the end is generous, but winter hours are shorter than summer, so check the schedule before you commit the drive, and sort a designated driver, because that tasting does not hold back. Back in Hirafu for the night, there's a bar you enter by pulling open a vintage refrigerator door set into a wooden wall on a back lane. If you don't know it's there, you walk right past. Inside is maybe 12 seats, low lighting, the sound of ice in a mixing glass, and a drinks program that's serious without being precious. One of the oldest bars in the village, from before the polished venues started showing up. The temperature drop when the fridge door seals behind you is part of the experience, and standing outside in the cold waiting for a drink you haven't ordered yet is honestly a very Niseko feeling. No reservations, so arrive before 9 or accept the wait. The queue moves slowly because nobody inside is ever in a hurry to leave, and with 12 seats, even 2 people walking out opens things up. Last day. A gentle morning on the calmest ski zone, then a final onsen reached by walking through snow to a milky blue pool that doesn't look like it should exist. Annupuri is the westernmost zone and consistently the quietest. Wide, gentle slopes where the powder stays fresher longer, specifically because fewer people make the effort to get here. This is where locals actually prefer to ride. And on the final morning, when your legs are running on fumes, that matters more than vertical. The gentle terrain isn't a limitation, it's the point. The first thing you notice is the silence. Fewer voices, less lift noise, more space between you and the next skier, and the particular satisfaction of carving fresh tracks on a wide open face without competing for them. Annupuri isn't walkable from the main village, so you'll need the shuttle or a short drive. Check the last departure time if you're heading to the onsen afterward, and stash your gear in a base locker so you're not carrying it. Goshiki Onsen is a natural hot spring pool sitting among boulders at the base of the mountain, reached by a short walk through snow. The milky blue mineral water against the white surroundings makes it look like a painting that someone got wrong. The name means 5 colors, referring to how the water shifts with temperature and mineral content. The spring was here long before any hotel got built around it, and the setting makes that obvious. Crunch, boots on the snowy trail, mineral smell hitting you before you see the water, and then stepping into something that feels discovered rather than built. This is the ending the trip earns. Wear waterproof boots for the approach because regular shoes soak through in minutes. Bring your own towel from your hotel and go slow on the trail. It's short but icy, and the uneven stone floor inside doesn't forgive rushing. 4 days in Niseko, and what sticks isn't just the powder. It's floodlit skiing at night, ramen in a converted barn, a fridge door that opens into the best cocktail in town, and a milky blue pool in the woods that makes the whole freezing mountain feel worth every minute. I put the full 4-day route with every ski zone, rest day stop, and onsen into an editable template. Grab it from the link in the description or pinned comment and make it yours. drop a comment with the zone you'd most want to ski first if you made it out here. Annupuri for the quiet, Grand Hirafu for the energy, or Hanazono for the fresh lines.